I love how there's 3 coasters and you don't use any of them.
Alright.
It wasn't like
There
a
you
beef.
go. No, there you go. It's cool.
There's
No,
3.
it's cool. It's cool. There.
Bruv, respect
And
the
look, I had one
table.
there and you fucking whine about
that one's a bad one.
That's
That
what I
was a bad
thought.
one.
That's what I thought. And obviously moving the coaster's not an option.
Can't move the
Right.
coasters.
So
The designated coaster spots. Yeah, we have to emulate that noise.
yeah. Oh shit.
What's happening, everybody, and welcome back to the True Gamer Podcast, a podcast hosted by 2 gamers for you, the True Gamers. I'm one of your hosts, Eddie, along with my bro, the inverted gamer himself, Sheps. How's it going, bro?
Yeah, it's going good, man. How about you?
Yeah, do you know what? It's going actually fantastic. It would have been even better if certain things had lined up yesterday, which we'll talk about in a second.
I was going to ask, do you feel abandoned?
Ah!
I used the name of the thing.
Use the name of the game.
It's like in movies when they say the title of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, what are we? Some kind of Suicide Squad? And you're like, they said the name of the... Roll the laugh track.
Abandoned. We are such great comedians. It's so funny.
We're so funny.
Yeah, man, I'm doing okay. As I said, it could have been better if the certain announcements had happened. We'll get into all of that shit because it's a big old thing to talk about. What's worse is that I was totally planning for this episode to be all about that. Like, either
A
would
big
be,
old abandoned sesh.
oh my god, it's Hideo Kojima, or oh my god, it's not Hideo Kojima.
Right.
And then it just turned out that we don't get any more information. We're still in the dark.
This is us, isn't it, though? This is how it feels like it goes. Like, I made a whole separate YouTube channel. I was about to go full fishy on, like, Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
And it just turned out that it wasn't a Witcher / Red Dead Redemption style side content game. Like, there just wasn't that much to that aspect of it. Still an incredible game, but I wasn't able to make hundreds of hours of content about, like, if you go to this thing, you speak to this person, you find up in their rafters is actually, like, there's none of that stuff. And you were like, I'm going to do Cyberpunk content. I can't wait to do it. And then the game isn't good.
And that's just us. I mean, even, like, your one was a gamble.
Yes, it was an entire gamble.
My one had
Calculated.
It was like, yes, this is gonna happen. This is definitely gonna be a thing.
They made 3 Witcher games,
right?
Of course, this is a thing. Yeah, of course.
And then
I remember thinking like, damn man, maybe I should have. Like, the Cyberpunk thing's a hit. Like, there's no way it's not.
Yeah.
Me doing this is like, it really is a risk because we don't know. I'm taking a gamble on whether or not it has that kind of content in it. Cyberpunk's an easy win for Ed.
turns out as soon as I put my name to something, as soon as we get involved, Conbrosations is there.
Yeah.
Fucked up immediately.
Absolutely.
That's why we're also involved with Abandoned. Speaking of Conbrosations and how awesome we are,
Yeah.
we have hit a new milestone.
That's right. We're halfway to our original milestone of 100 patrons. I've been saying it since day one. Saying about the number 100 just feels special to me. Yeah.
Exactly. No. Bros, we hit 50 patrons yesterday.
We did. I'm super happy.
In the last week, we gained like 5 new patrons. Thank you all to the brand new bros that have joined us over here, who support us in this amazing way that we never assumed we would.
It's all just our mums with different $1 accounts, isn't it?
It is, yeah, that's what it is, yeah. So, you know that guy says 69 guacamole? That's my mum's joke. She likes guacamole and she likes 69.
Oh, God. We're so lucky that none of our parents or loved ones watch this stuff. They don't believe in us enough to watch our content.
Yeah.
Because, dear God.
It would be bad, right? It would be bad.
But, like, 50 patrons, saying about 50, like, I don't know what it is, but it feels really special. Is that right?
I'd say, yeah.
Like, 40 is cool. Like, the difference between 40 and 50 isn't all that much. But, like, saying about hitting 50, I'm just like, that's a lot of people.
It's a number that you can, and I put this up on Twitter yesterday. Like, I'm super appreciative of everything you guys do for us. It's we started this thing off as just this little thing of us just getting together and having conversations that we have anyway, and whatnot. And you guys believe in us so much, and you chose to support us in a way that we can continue doing that. And without you guys, we wouldn't have got to the place that we are with the quality of setup that we've got, with the hundreds of podcasts that we do now.
Thousands of hours.
We're just constantly doing that. Yeah, it's all thanks to you guys, and I can't really can't say thank you.
And so we're going to take this time to announce that the minimum pledge is going up.
It's going up, guys.
$50 a month, 50 for 50.
You scallywags, you freeloaders. I'm calling you a freeloader, even though you're giving us $5. People $5 and below, get out of here. $15 minimum now. No, guys, really, thank you so much.
Yeah.
We love you so much.
True.
And a specific group of people that we do love so much.
It's true. The incredible guys over on patreon.com/Conbrosations that make this all happen.
I don't do the dab, so I didn't know what I did there. I just went... Yes, those people that make it all happen.
Those super bros.
Yes.
I hate you so much. It's like people don't get it. You know, like the awkward endings.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's a bit, but it's also something that you do. You just like to make things awkward, which is funny in a way.
Yes.
But also, you just do awkward shit.
I'm an awkward guy.
But the weird thing is you're not, but you are. Like, there's a universe where, like, you're just not awkward at all. And people are like, oh, I love that guy. And then there's this universe where I'm just like, I fucking hate this guy.
This is the only version of Eddie you guys get. Deal with it.
Who are the bros that we have to thank?
Those incredible people are Diogo Dildo, Isak the Ultimate Cumsock, Carol Torivia, aka Catsper the Friendly Patron, Record Friction, Jeremy Renner, that's right, an official Avenger, Martin Scorsese's Master H Barts 12, Super Sus Ben Fryer, who is just a terrible, terrible clone of Eddie.
QC was sleeping that day.
He's just,
you know?
And he's dying a lot in Returnal. The guy just can't play video games.
I saw that tweet. That cracked me up. That cracked me up.
The Star Wars Encyclopedia and Simp of Chrissy Costanza, Adam Sunling, the Filthy Thief Fanatic Joe McCormack, My Juicy Left Nut, the super sexy producer Sean, and Kevin, the #1 simp of Xbox. Thank you guys so much for keeping the lights and mics on and the gaming going here at Conbrosations.
That's right.
Next time I want us to do a thing where I say Kevin, the #1 simp, and you do the at the end. So we just like that, okay?
Cool.
We'll practice that in the background, in the mirror, before and after our sex session.
Of course,
like we'll get that done.
Get our synchronicity down.
Exactly. Bro.
Yes.
What video games have you been playing this past week?
This week, nothing.
Nothing?
Yeah, it's been a super busy week for me. I had about 80-hour work week.
Man,
my chick was in hospital yesterday.
No way.
Yeah, all cool now.
I actually didn't know that.
I actually told you. It's like the
Did
first
you?
thing. Yeah. I was like, here's Isla's present.
I don't listen.
I didn't
to
wrap it because
I think I was looking at the present rather than.
Yeah, it's cool. It's not a big deal. I mean, it was a big deal then, but it's all cool. It's all good. It's all fine.
Cool.
Now, but I was like, I just forgot to wrap the present, and then in the end, I was like, you know what? It's not like she's unwrapping it anyway. She's never going to remember this. This thing's within 12 months. This thing's getting thrown away. Like, I don't give a frick him. So I haven't played anything. I have been really. No, I tell a lie. I did manage to get about an hour on Cyberpunk.
Oh.
I went in. I was like, you know, we've been talking about Cyberpunk for a long time, and I only had maybe like 45 minutes. So I was like, I'm not going to get like 45 minutes into a Plague Tale. It's just not enough. You know, I want to sit down and have a couple hours at least. Just boot it up. And I was like, oh, you know what? I'll jump in and I'll try and sneak into Delamain's headquarters, see if I can like break into the brain center back there. Because I don't know, for some reason that mission sticks with me.
Okay.
I thought it was cool. And I couldn't. And so I was just like running around, jacking some cars and stuff.
That's very fitting for Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
You want to do something you can't though.
Right. And I ended up finding, I don't know if I sent this to you, but I ended up finding a Blade Runner Easter egg.
You told me you was going to look for it. You hadn't found it yet. Yeah. So it was cool?
I knew it was like sort of in the area, but I wasn't going to spend ages looking for it. It is very cool. So if you haven't seen the original Blade Runner.
No, I haven't.
In the original Blade Runner, the bad guy, who's kind of like not really a bad guy and dies given a poem. It's very weird. He's in the game on like a rooftop somewhere. And I was just mucking around. I actually forgot that it was like an Easter egg in the area I was in. I went to try and break into Delamain.
Yeah, and you stumbled upon it.
Yeah. I knew, like, if I'd have been looking for it, I probably wouldn't have found it, you know? And so I walked into this random place. I'm like, oh, hey, I bet, like, because there's this graphed up hotel in there. I'm like, oh, that looks cool. I'll see if I can get in. You know, I was expecting, like, door locked, but I could get in. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just explore this thing.
Yeah.
And then I end up finding the guy, just like the scene in Blade Runner, where it's like raining and there's neon lights and shit in the background. Like it was pretty cool. So it's quite, I don't know, it's weird. Like there's cool Easter eggs in it, but the game's not so great. So about 15 minutes of that, and I found this cool little Easter egg, which was cool. But that's all I've been playing. What about you?
I been playing quite a bit actually. So I jumped into the Back 4 Blood beta.
Yeah.
Thanks to the guys over at WB, they actually gave me a couple of codes.
Yeah.
I gave a couple of them away. People were very appreciative of that. Good for you guys. But just wanted to let you guys know that. I know that nowadays we all always have to be like, I've been given a code by this person, supplied by this person, so people can make their own decision of whether or not I'm being biased or anything like that. The game's okay. It's not as good as I was hoping it would be.
Okay.
So it's fun when you're playing with people.
Yes.
And the shooting like zombies and running away from them and completing tasks to get away from them and like trying to run away from an apocalypse is all good fun and it's all great and stuff like that. But there's a fair amount of jank to the game.
Okay.
There's a lot of like...
Did you ever play Left 4 Dead?
I did, yeah.
How does it compare to that?
It's basically Left 4 Dead again.
It's reskinned, yeah.
And I'm like, Left 4 Dead is an old game.
And we never played reskinned games. We would never play something like, say, Call of Duty or like a Battlefield game.
We're not like that.
That's not us.
No.
We're just built different.
It's like you know the thing when we said with Fallout 4?
Yeah.
Where they made Fallout 4 as if the last game to ever have released was their last Fallout game.
Yes, yeah.
And they went, look, it's got a higher resolution now. That's
we only
great.
need to beat the last game in our series.
Right, when really everyone's like, nah, we've had plenty of other fantastic games, and that's what you need to measure
in the
up
last
to.
7 years, we've had these improvements.
And that's what it felt like. Now, I had fun playing it, and I had fun playing it with people, and there's actually a really cool system where, like, if you're jumping online, there's no one online to join you, it will put you in a level with bots, but it will automatically be matchmaking in the background.
That's
and
cool.
If someone comes along, it pulls them, they come into your game, and the bot disappears. And I'm like, that's a really cool way of doing it.
I would like to just pause here and say I cannot wait for the compilations of someone being about to get destroyed by like the boss zombie and then it matchmakes with a random guy and that guy gets just annihilated. I'm looking forward to compilations
Pops
of that.
right in. It's just like, oh, gee,
Splat.
what is going on?
Yeah.
I haven't even upgraded my weapons yet.
That's cool.
The bots, however, are really stupid.
Yes.
Now,
I
bots
can
are
believe that.
stupid, but there's like this thing, obviously, like in any zombie game. When you get taken down, you have to be revived.
Yeah.
There's a certain type of enemy that can pin you down. So you're not downed,
Yeah.
but you're pinned and your life goes down slowly, and then you go down. If you're pinned, the bots just stare at you. They come over to your body and you're like,
Oh no. Whatever shall we do?
and I'm like, do something! Do something! And then
Yeah.
you go down. They're like, oh, don't worry, bro, I got you. It's like 15 minutes ago.
You could have just shot this thing off me and
Right.
we would have been good to go.
Anyway, that's happened. It is a beta, so you can excuse some. Yeah, exactly. A beta game.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Like Batman, really, a beta man. Get it?
Wow.
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 I'm hoping that some of the jank as well, because there are some things like the zombies. The way they disappear is they go through the ground, and it's
It's not
very
great.
strange.
Yeah.
There's also one bit of controversy where one of the zombies runs at you, and it sounds like it's saying the N-word.
Oh no.
I don't know.
I doubt it. But
Yeah, I doubt it as well. I assume it's just like a mixture of layers and then accidentally it popped out because no one does it by hand. It's probably like a computer generated thing. But I've heard it and I've heard some people like, what the hell did that guy just say?
what did this guy just say?
What did this guy just call me? And I'm like, okay, I can see what you're saying, but I don't. There's no need for it, so I don't think it's an intentional thing.
Yeah,
right?
I don't think it's an intentional thing. Also, this isn't like a justification, but we grew up in the old days of lobbies.
Oh yeah.
And like Xbox Live and stuff. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, we've heard way worse. We've heard way worse. Not that it's a justification, like you
It
said.
doesn't justify the thing. Like that shouldn't. The thing is, it's one of
I'm
those
numb
things.
to it.
Right.
I didn't hear it in my gameplay. Maybe because I'm numb to everything now.
Right.
It's like, yeah, banged your mum.
If one of the zombies said, "I'm gonna fuck your mum tonight," we're like, "Oh hey, those zombies have dialogue. That's cool. I only clocked it because I had the subtitles on."
Exactly.
Right.
That's exactly what it would be like.
Yeah.
But I played that. I played one round
Yeah.
of Splitgate,
Yes.
and in that one round, I really liked it. It was really fun.
You have been telling me you've been having trouble getting in. Yeah.
I was on because on our stream last night. Yesterday, I did stream the Abandoned thing, which we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
While we were waiting, we're like, "Why should we play a game then?" We're like, "Oh, let's check out Splitgate," and we checked in.
Yeah.
I was stuck in a queue for a little bit, but I did get in eventually, and played that one game. And I'm amazing at it because I'm amazing at every game.
Yeah.
So,
How did you do?
I think it was like 15 kills, no deaths. Obviously, there was
Obviously not. Yeah.
it was a couple of glitches. But
Of course, yeah.
deaths. But I do like the whole portal mechanic.
Yeah,
and
it looks
shooting
like-
through the portals and stuff. It's quite cool.
From what little gameplay I've seen of it, it looks like it feels like Halo meets Portal, which is exactly the sort of game I would love. It looks like a lot of fun. I haven't actually jammed any yet myself because obviously my last busy week. Do you want to jam some tonight, maybe?
We can
If
do.
we can get in a game,
That's a good point.
because obviously I haven't played a game yet because I haven't had the time.
Also,
so.
Ayla as well. God damn it, being a father.
Yeah, but I mean, like, she can go. Hey Siri, how long can a child survive without food?
You guys might not be able to hear that.
Why did your Siri over there pick it up and not my phone in my hand?
I think when it's in the room, it thinks like, "Oh, it must be talking to me."
Right,
must
right,
be.
right. Must
Anyway.
be talking to me, mate.
Talking about that,
Yeah.
so I'm playing Splitgate. It was good fun, so I can see why people are enjoying it at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those are the two games that I've been playing. I played a little bit of Cyberpunk as well, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to drone on about that.
Did you actually play it or just go in the photo mode?
See, that's the thing. I did progress the story a bit more,
Yeah.
but then I progressed to the part with young Rogue and Johnny Silverhand.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, there's now a whole bunch more characters I need to take photos of, so let's do this, boys.
Have you romanced Pan Am yet?
No, not even nowhere near at Pan Am
You
yet.
need to
Pan
do
Am
that.
isn't even a speck on my radar yet.
you need to do that. I just want to know what you. Also, it's such a weird scene, but it's very like, in the best way. It's very mech anime. It's very like kind of almost poetic and matrixy. It's very strange. It's very cool. It's very cool.
All right.
And also, weirdly, I would have thought that would have been the scene for Judy because she's like hacker girl.
Right.
But from what I've heard of Judy's thing, you just take her on a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, it was. Mine was if I remember correctly, it was we did a dive into a lake,
Wow, that sounds sick.
and then we discover a place where she used to live.
Yeah.
And then when she comes back up, she's feeling sad, and obviously I take advantage of that.
Right, of course, yeah.
And straight away, just got to
You
capitalize
try and
on
fill
the
the
V.
hole in her heart by filling the hole between her legs.
Exactly,
Right. Oh, wait, no,
exactly.
she's gay. Never mind.
Well, with my tongue, same thing.
I see, yes,
Exactly.
yes.
So I'm her V, and I'm gonna dive into that V.
I see, right.
Yeah,
She
that's what I'm
took
saying.
V diving, hint, hint, wink, wink. We get it, Judy. It's a bit heavy-handed.
we get it. Come on. And yeah, you just become like really good fuck buddies for a few minutes.
Standard.
Bro,
Yes,
this is the True Gamer podcast.
that's right.
Coming to everybody's eyes and ears every Saturday here on YouTube.com.
Just search for the True Game
True
Podcast.
Game Podcast. And also on podcast services around the world where you guys can support us by rating us 5 stars on
Yeah.
the podcast services and giving us a little comment down there.
That's right.
We appreciate that a lot. You can also like this video if you're here on YouTube
Yeah.
and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell because then it gets all of the videos coming to you as and when they
That's
pop.
right.
Sometimes if YouTube allows it.
Even if you hit that bell and ask for every single thing, it sometimes won't tell you, but sometimes it will tell you sometimes.
Sometimes.
70% of the time, it works every time. But, bro, if that's not enough, if they're like, I've hit the notification bell, I've subscribed, I've liked the video, I've left a comment, what else could they do?
They could,
Yeah,
if they want to.
if they wanted to.
Head over to patreon.com/Conbrosations, where you guys can kick us a couple of bucks a month to help keep these lights and mics on, just like a bunch of our bros have.
Who are those bros? At the $5 tier, maybe?
At the $5 tier are true gamers. These people are Jeremy Horde, Sheps' Crusty Right Nut, Katz Makarov, Isak Manny, Real Kermit Cinema, Record Friction, Adam the Auntie Donna Stan, Kevin Crow, Super Whale Ben, Joe McCormack, GC Nightwalker, Diogo, you absolute thithering thothage, aka Zacchino. Kanye, please release Donna, sincerely Ashton. Eddie, fix your fence.
We were talking about that earlier.
Fishy, the Jackal, Max H, Cobra SS, and Albiscori and Jack Nicholas. Our boy comes back.
Gamer.
Just like those guys right there that keep the lights and mics on the gaming going. However,
Yes.
if you guys don't want to,
That's right.
if you guys don't feel like you can, if you feel like these guys are Class A idiots,
Which we are.
and I don't want to support them with my money, that's fine. That's
Yeah, we get
totally
it.
fine. You being here is just as good.
Did you say Ubi?
Calm down, everyone. Back away. Back away.
Put
You-
the controller down and step back
It's like
from the
said bomb on
microphone.
a plane, innit? It's like, whoa, we're all cool here, guys. We're all cool. You being...
There we go.
There you go. Enunciation.
Cut the red wire.
You being here is just good enough. Supporting us in
That's
this
right.
way is great. We love you regardless. Okay, guys? Oh, bro. This
Now-
is so good.
Now that we've done our shilling,
Yes.
and we are also... Actually, I'm not wearing my merch. For once, I'm not shilling my own merch. My favourite segment.
Yes.
Correcting Conbrosations. If you're new around here, you've probably already figured out that we're not the brightest tools in the shed.
Huh?
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 We're not the sharpest light bulbs in the box.
I like that.
And we have never let facts get in the way of a strongly held opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Or in the way of content at all, really, ever.
No, never.
So we will just say stuff. And a lot of the times, as it turns out, apparently, it's not always 100% correct. So because it was called for, basically, we started a new segment, Correcting Conversations, whereby whatever stupid shit we say in this video,
Yep.
you can head down into the comment section on YouTube and correct us. And then next video, we'll read out the corrections. How cool is that? Just like
we're about to do right
That's
now
right.
with Diogo S.
the
who wrote
last
in,
video, yeah.
And he wrote in and he says, there was a mistake in the last episode. So he's talking about the episode before. that he wrote in. He goes, Eddie posted the episode early into the True Gamer playlist. It was unlisted because then it goes to patrons.
Right.
And it goes, so someone watched it without being a patron. Shake my head. That's 2 mistakes. Shep slap.
Shaking my suit.
Exactly. That's it. But need to get a tie for this and whatnot.
Mother frickers.
Guy called me out right there. Runic Bird right in and said, red hats. That's the one that... the red hats that monkeys wear are called Fez, not Pez.
That's it, yeah. A Pez is the candy thing, the Pez dispenser.
When you said it, I was like, I swear Pez is a candy thing, but I don't know what the real thing is, so I can't come out here and be like, yo, you're a dickhead, because I don't know.
Also, all I'm saying is, a Pez and a Fez, they are that between an F and a P, innit? It's like you got an F, and then you just... It's a P now.
Exactly.
It's almost the exact same word.
Exactly.
So I'm saying, mate, you're just rude for making that small correction. Maybe it was just my writing and you didn't read it right, even though I said it out loud multiple
Bird,
times.
how dare you?
How dare you?
Oh, God.
But that was actually killing me because I kept saying Pez. No, Pez isn't right. Pez? Is it Pez? Is it Pez? It's Pez. Pez, like the hat, right? No. Stupid idiot.
Another one of our comments said, okay, Sean goes, there is a typo in the description, Eddie. It says GTA has sold 150 copies instead of 150 million.
I feel like it's close enough, isn't it?
Close enough. I mean,
It's like within like
give or take
100 orders of magnitude.
give or take, couple copies there. There we go. And that's all of the corrections right there. There's a few comments that I'll read out towards the end.
Cool.
But that's all our corrections right here.
See, we're getting better at this. We started a whole new segment to try and take advantage of the YouTube algorithm and then ended up saying stuff that was right.
Like Ben said at the beginning of this, within a week we'll be planting corrections in there.
Right. We'll be saying stuff on purpose.
I think we should do that. We should just do that so we can make
the
an
weird
actual
thing is, the
segment
time
out
when
of
we
this.
get the most comments is where we say everything correct and people beef us up. Like, you're wrong. You lied about this. Like, no.
Let me just present facts.
Yeah. Like the one times we actually get people like calling us out, which is kind of also because it's funny to get called out on YouTube. And then we present stuff and we're like, here you go, you can call us out. And then we never say anything controversial.
There you go.
You know?
Bro.
Yes. That's my
Shall
name.
we kick it off with our topics for today?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's kick it off with our... Oops, kick it off by smacking your microphone. Let's kick it off with our first topic.
Yeah.
Abandoned.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 5 exclusive indie game
Yes.
has finally been revealed.
To be delayed.
To be delayed, exactly. So yesterday was the reveal date for this game.
Yeah.
It was supposed to go live via a patch to the PS5 app that's available right now for everyone to go download if they want to. Right now it just says check back soon, and that's what you can get. We're supposed to get an update at 8 o'clock. I went and live streamed this event.
Yes, you did.
And I was chilling with everyone. We was all hyped. Everyone was there. We was all having a good time. There was good vibe.
Yeah.
Everyone was giving their last minute predictions. And 8 o'clock rolls by. Update, no, nothing there.
Nothing.
8:15, no update. 8:30, no update. 8:45, no update. And it didn't happen.
Yep.
Ruined the whole vibe of the stream. Ruined the whole vibe of this reveal. And as of right now, which is the next day, I'm going to say roughly around about 18 hours later, still nothing. They're still saying we're having technical difficulties and we'll let you know ASAP.
Yeah. My question for you.
Go.
Does this add to the list of suspicions or take away from it?
Prior to us sitting down,
Yeah.
I would have said, this makes me feel like it's not.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it does seem like a one-man band and shit's just falling out of it, out from everywhere. He's just trying to plug holes wherever the fuck he can.
And doesn't have enough hands.
He doesn't have enough hands. He just can't do it. What do you think?
I did see a tweet with a relevant date in August.
And that's the reason why I've changed, yeah. Go on.
However, if it gets to, what was it, August 13th, like another day, if it goes a day past that, I will be like, yeah, this is just one sad, really unlucky dude. To be honest, though.
Do you want to first of all say what the date was? Because
so like, I want to say it's August 12th, 2014 was the date I saw, which was like the original...
2016, whatever.
Whichever, 20-something, which was like the original date for something. I forget what.
The release of PT.
That's it. The release of PT, which is very close.
Yes.
Obviously.
As of recording, it's tomorrow.
Right. And that's one of those things where it's like the internet will connect things like Charlie Day-esque in a way that most people can't, but like this level of connection is very, very suspect. And it's pretty sus that there's this much that connects. Like the weirdest thing, that his name translates to a Japanese name. Names don't translate to names. That's not a thing.
That was what I said on stream yesterday. I said, I will allow you to say, forget everything.
Yeah.
If you can just explain to me how Kahraman translates to Hideo. Explain that one to me and I will forget every other, even though there's 40,000 other things.
There is a lot.
I'll forget everything else.
Because this is the thing. Names don't translate. No. They're names. Ed is Ed in every other language. Now, look, some languages may have trouble with making the sound, right? That's a thing. Like, if your name's Alan and you go to Asia, you're going to have a hard time getting that L in there, right?
Yeah.
So, like, it's to do with language barriers and stuff.
The way they use their tongues in different countries.
Your mouth forms differently based on the language you speak, right? But it's still Alan, right? They might struggle to say it, but it's still Alan.
Alan.
Right? It will be that they'll try and get as close to it as possible as they can physically say it. Because names don't translate. It's not a word. It's not like a word for a thing.
Yeah.
It's a name.
It's not like if Hassan Kahraman was to go over to Japan and he gave his business card, Hassan Hideo. That's not how that's going to work.
It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Names don't change. Sheps will be Sheps in every language.
So
that's the bit that's most sus to me.
I can't get over it.
That's the bit that's most sus.
And then there's all the other shit.
Right. There is a bunch of stuff. The thing is though, what if we're right? I say we, right? The internet's right, but there really is a delay, and the delay is past the PT anniversary. You know?
Then it's going to be the next thing. It's like, when did Sony reveal Hideo Kojima was working with them? Oh, it's September. Oh, here we go, boys. The next day.
Right.
Unfortunately, it's fallen into that category where, because we now seen all the evidence, so we've seen that there's no way this can be all a coincidence, because not even a divine power like God could even put this all together. It's too much.
If every single piece of the puzzle fits and it shows you a picture, guess what? It's a puzzle.
Yes.
Like it's all meant to fit because it all fits.
So it's like, because it's so coincidental, so convenient, everything works out already, people are doing what you're saying. They're jumping to the next date. They're jumping to the next date, because we can't accept that it's not going to possibly be Hideo Kojima now. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
regardless of whether it is Hideo Kojima, whether
Yeah.
it is a Silent Hill game or a Metal Gear game like people are saying, or whatever it is,
Yeah.
is all of this making it better or worse? If it isn't, it's definitely going to be bad. The fallout is only going to get bigger and bigger as time
Yes.
goes on. But even if it is a Kojima game, do you reckon people are going to be like, fuck it, all of that cock teasing was fine?
I think this is Cyberpunk all over again.
Yeah. Oops, sorry.
I think that this game will, in my opinion, it's Kojima.
Yeah.
Yeah, and unless it's a full PT game, which which could be a little bit. I think you could get away with it with a horror having like not everything hitting as long as it scares as long as someone dies from a heart attack.
Yeah.
Right, which PT could do. If it's anything else and it isn't incredible, it's going to flop really hard because it's been built up so much, and it will turn out that the conspiracy and the lead up to it was the best bit about the game. You know, so I am a little bit concerned in that sense. Although don't get me wrong, it's a game I was never going to play. I never got into Metal Gear.
You're not a horror
I'm not a horror guy,
Exactly, yeah.
but I want good games.
Yeah.
You know, and I do think that if this is all real, the best bit about the game will have been this lead up. You know, so that is a concern. Yeah.
So one development, if you want to call it that, happened since last night. I think because the entire community were together for this one event.
Yeah.
And when they had nothing to do, they just took that blue ball energy and just decided to go after blue box games.
Right.
And they've discovered, and I'm not sure how they discovered this, but they discovered a game on PSN, and it's called The Haunting.
Yeah.
Blood, Water, Curse.
Okay.
This is a game that was available on PSN. I think it's not available now. It says early access in brackets.
Okay.
And it says the developer is Blue Box Game Studios,
Right.
which made people think, oh, this was what they were going to reveal. It's just the video part of it wasn't ready yet, but the game went up as normal because that went ahead. And then it made people think, oh, so it wasn't Kojima, then it's just like a horror game like from the sky and from these people. And people were like, oh, you know, I mean, but still, it could be a game, but whatever, this is the game. However, that game has been available on Steam since December 23rd, 2020.
Right.
And people tracked it back, and what it is apparently Blue Box Games started this game, and they, midway through development, they gave it to another studio because they didn't want to complete it or whatever,
Right.
change projects, whatever it might be. They gave it to another studio, this Creatic Interactive,
Okay.
and it's their game now.
Right.
So it doesn't belong to Blue Box Studios. But then that doesn't explain why it's on PSN under Blue Box Studios.
That's very odd. See, that's the thing. There are too many of these weird little bits. In fairness, and this would describe why everything's going like this.
Yeah.
This Hassan Kuraman guy is not a genius. He's an idiot savant. Like, he's just the worst at everything, and has fucked this up so royally that nothing is right.
Yeah.
That not one thing is correct, right? Anybody that got this game, these critique guys are like, this is a shit show. Nothing works. It's garbage.
Yeah.
No wonder he's a one-man operation. No one can work with this idiot. And that's why everything's gone up. So, you know, anything he touches turns. He's the reverse Midas. Everything turns to just shit. That is a possibility.
It is a possibility.
I think that's the most likely thing. It's either Kojima or this guy's so inept that he's managed to ruin his own project once it was in somebody else's hands, you know?
I'll tell you something funny. This the person who tweeted this out, and I should be able to put something up on the screen for you guys to see right now. It's a Swiftism is a Twitter account.
Yeah.
He found it and he put it up there. And people are really trying to... Now we're in the stage where people are trying to make it a Hideo Kojima game rather than finding out what
outline
the
of
truth
a town looks very similar to the outline of a town in this Hideo Kojima game.
Right. They're really trying
It's the first time you see him in the first Metal Gear Solid, and...
The game says this game, The Haunting Blood Water Curse, says that it's a third-person game.
Yeah.
Whereas Abandoned is a first-person game.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, that's conclusive proof. It can't be anything to do with Abandoned. This is clearly something else.
Right.
I'm like, if everything's a lie and everything's a misdirect, then that could also be a misdirect.
Right,
you know?
right.
Or even maybe this is actually the... You know, People are trying to now really make it because I guess they don't want to have the idea of failure now.
I think what it is that people have enjoyed the chase of this game more than they will enjoy the game, and they don't want the chase to be over.
Yes.
That's what I think it is.
I'm going to make a really weird analogy right now.
Okay.
It's like when everyone was like, oh, Belle Delphine's going to release news. Belle Delphine's going to release news. Right. And I haven't heard her since.
You're right.
I guess she's released those news and just like, oh, we don't care now.
I could definitely... So I don't know. Apparently, you know, the last time she disappeared for a year, she was like in jail or something.
Oh, yeah, there was that thing, right?
But it could very well be, I don't know, but it could be that once people saw the goods, they were like, oh, well...
It's like everything else I see on the internet.
Right, and she's not doing anything particularly special, and she's not that entertaining. I guess I'll find someone that is entertaining on this content site instead, you know?
But yeah, I just wanted to put that random analogy in there for you.
I feel... in fact, I'm just going to... For research purposes.
Please.
Just see when the last time Belle Delphine posted content.
Might pop that in incognito.
I will do that.
Yeah, do that thing. Yeah.
Let's just...
Put Bukake at the end.
I wonder if it will just tell me when her last post was. Without like an account or anything, it just... Last seen July 30th. So like a month ago.
Oh, that's a while ago, yeah.
That is quite a while, although it's more active than I thought. Although it just means she was logged in a month ago. It doesn't mean she did anything.
Loaded it with content, left, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. $35 a month. No.
Let me just check the Patreon account from our 50 patrons. Hold on one second.
I mean, all I'm saying is if people want to donate extra or like... We did talk about content ideas and how like we could do like silly reviews for paid content at like the $69 Patreon tier. Like someone wants to give that money and we're like, okay, to review this thing, yeah, sure, and then we're all buying it.
Yeah,
you know. But there's no way I'm spending anyone's money.
I like that we're all buying it. We're all degenerates now.
That's right. Okay? We're all buying. I mean, we're not going to give you any of the content, but we have to review it.
No. So this it's so fucking shit because I was really hoping that it would be out so we could have a big old discussion about it.
Yes.
And it would have been perfect the day before the podcast goes up so we can, do it.
Yeah.
We are recording a day early to Wednesday rather than Thursday because of my daughter's birthday tomorrow.
That's right.
Probably when you guys see it. And I was like,
if PT gets announced on her birthday, I'm just not gonna come around ever again.
I'm gonna have to look at my daughter on her birthday and just be like,
you were second best. There was more important news than this today. Sorry, you can always make another one.
That's the solution right there. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, okay. All right. Well, anyway, so that's the way we stand right now. We still don't know anything. I'm going to do one last double check of Blue Box Games to see if their Twitter say anything. Blue Box Game Studios.
This is live. Are we ready? I love the "Are you ready?" Like, no, but neither are you.
He posted that video. It was something like 15 minutes before it was going to go live. Are you ready? And it's this guy just walking. And we're like, yeah, boy, we're ready. Turns out they weren't ready. Motherfucker. Yeah,
see, that's something as well where like 15 minutes before you announce you're being delayed and you post "Are you ready?" That's sus.
Yeah. It said, so the tweet that they gave at the moment, like 15 minutes after it was thing, it said, we're experiencing a technical issue delivering the patch. We're working to get it sorted ASAP. And then they said, quick update, still working on. That was 2 hours afterwards. And then a further 13 hours later of no updates. They're like, the delay's taking longer than we expect. We are fully working on this and we thank you for your patience.
He just went for a nap. He obviously hit a button. He was like, okay, that'll take 20 minutes. I'll have a quick nap.
Yes.
To freshen up. 13 hours later, his emergency nap turned into a sleep.
13 hours sleeps are bad.
Still having technical issues here, guys.
Very bad technical issues.
Also, if he's Turkish living in Denmark or wherever it was, the Netherlands, why is he always tweeting in English?
Tweeting in English, and also his tweets. This is one of the things that people brought up as evidence. Right. His tweets were done at very irregular times. It was around
almost as if you were in an office in Tokyo. Yeah.
Almost as if. And it was like, oh, God, Anyway, there's no more updates as of time of recording. We're still on this journey, guys. the conspiracy that's wrapping the gaming community at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, let's have a look at what other topics we got. As I said, everything was meant to be about this, and I didn't plan too much more.
No.
I've got a few other topics that we can ramble through, but really it was supposed to be about that. And I did ask for some questions as well, which we'll go through as well, so there'll be a big section of that at the end. So apparently,
Yes.
not apparently, it's confirmed, Sony have bought Crunchyroll for just over $1 billion.
Yeah. Weeb game makers bought the weeb's heart. Yeah.
I looked at this and I was like, first of all, that's an insane amount of money. It gave me the same feeling of like when Microsoft bought Bethesda, although that was 7.5 times more.
It was more, but also Crunchyroll, like the anime consumption is massively growing. It's been growing since forever. To the point where, did you see this at the Olympics? 3 Olympians did anime poses.
No way.
For One Piece, yeah.
I wouldn't have recognized it if I saw it,
yeah.
but that's at least something, right? Penetration right there.
All about the penetration.
All about it.
So first they buy Crunchyroll, then they buy Moist Roll.
There we go.
For the other thing.
Oh god, that's such a dad joke and I love it.
So this, I think, is going to make them far more money than the Bethesda acquisition will make Xbox. It's also one of those things, one of the few things that I've said that Sony has done that is scummy is they took off the web browser. So it's one more in-app purchase that now goes completely to Sony. But if it's convenient, if it works really well with your app,
everyone automatically assumed that it's something that they're going to roll into like PlayStation Plus.
They should, yeah.
I don't know how. I mean, they've got to recoup that $1 billion somehow, right? If they roll it into PlayStation Plus, yeah, more people with PlayStation Plus subscribers, but you've already got like nearly 50 million of them on there.
If they do like an anime a month, you know how we get a game?
Yeah.
They could do that.
Maybe, but it's anime, so no one cares.
There is that. That's a solid point.
That is the point right there. So that's something there. I was tempted to tweet out. I troll a lot of anime people, like all you guys that watch anime. I'm always trolling you guys, and I was tempted to be like, "Wow, they really went like the full Microsoft, and they bought like a useless company." But I know people. I'd have to like turn off my phone afterwards and just run away.
That's like throwing a grenade in the room and then just walking out. La 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 la. Yeah.
Nothing's happening now. Nothing's happening. Idris Elba.
Yes.
Has been hired to do the voice of Knuckles in the next Sonic movie.
Sonic movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I don't know. I'm not a big Sonic fan because it's a shit character and a shit game.
That's true, yeah. And everybody agrees that. Universally agrees.
Everybody, especially Walshy, he hates that fucking
true.
character.
James
as well,
yeah.
awful. Yeah. I mean, James has bad takes, so let's not...
Usually, yeah, but when he came to Sonic, he was right, yeah.
It's like broken clocks right twice a day, right?
Right.
And I don't know, would Idris Elba's voice fit a Knuckles?
I'll tell you,
because I thought Sonic's voice was kind of, isn't it? I mean,
it's
again,
very.
Maybe I'm just imagining it, but the voice they had, I was like, that sounds like Sonic.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about Sonic, so I'm just guessing here.
Idris Elba, it's tough because I don't know if you clocked this, but we watched What If?
Yes.
For Streamcast. Sebastian Stan's in there, and I presume he does the voice for Bucky. It didn't sound like Bucky to me.
I was going to say, I know that they got a lot of the actors and actresses to do the voices, but some of them sounded wildly off.
And Bucky was one of them. To me, he sounded like a cartoon voice actor. But then again, look, it just said Sebastian Stan. I assumed he would voice Bucky.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he? So it's hard to tell how someone... Also, Idris Elba, from what we see of him, he really just plays Idris Elba playing a character, right? But
because he's so fucking cool.
He might well be very talented as a voice actor, and people just like, no, just be Idris Elba as, you know?
So no. We want Idris Elba. That's why we've got you.
Right.
If we wanted someone else, if we wanted Tim Allen, we'd get Tim Allen. We don't want Idris Elba doing Tim Allen.
I don't know if his, like the way he speaks, I'm thinking of like the way he speaks in like Pacific Rim, for example.
The dangers at our doors.
Right.
Today we are cancelling the apocalypse.
Exactly. I don't know if that tempo fits Knuckles very well. But I don't know, it's hard to say.
What
We'll have
about
to see.
Blood? I'm Black Superman. What about that from Hobbs and Shaw?
I will say, well, this is the best thing here, is that we know if he's shit, we can just get him to recast the entire character. Because they
It's true.
redid all of Sonic last time.
That's what that, and these guys are known to be bending to the will of the
It's true.
internet.
I will say, changing the ADR, like just having someone come in and redo the voice, way cheaper. Way cheaper than what they had to do last time.
Nah,
So,
I'm sure it's a penny's
well-
difference.
you know
They
what?
redid the whole
Scrap-
of the character model.
Scrap that because they will have had to have paid for Idris Elba.
Yeah, it's
So,
true.
so it won't be that cheap. I retract my
At least
statement.
it'll be easier.
It will be easier.
There
That's
you
there we
go.
go. Good enough.
Man, do you remember how? Do you remember? I remember specifically the words I used when I said this. I was like, when Sonic. Now that they've changed the character of Sonic, we have to watch the movie.
I haven't seen it either.
You haven't?
No, I haven't seen
I've
it.
watched it. I was like,
haven't.
I
Is it
have
any
to.
good?
It was actually. I actually really liked
I believe
it.
that it is good. I haven't seen it.
I was like, I have to watch it because I was one of the people who made a big stink about the fucking
Yeah.
eyes and how terrible it looked.
Oh, it looked terrible. It looked awful.
If they changed it for me, essentially, I need to fulfill my contractual obligation and go watch this movie.
Did you pay full retail price
I
for
did.
the movie, or did you?
I'm a man of my word. I paid
sell the
for,
seven C's.
No, I paid full
Okay.
$10. This was back when we had cinema still, so we could still do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And-
That's funny.
So if they if we go, oh, Idris Elba sounds terrible as Knuckles, and they recast it, we're like, shit, they got me again. They got me again.
I will say, and you guys will have to let me know, because talking of Idris Elba, I'm actually a very big fan of Idris Elba.
He's a fucking amazing guy.
He's really good. The weird thing is, he's only good in certain roles, I think. I think he's the roles that fit him really well, he's excellent. You couldn't cast anybody else. I was actually really hyped that he might be 007.
I was as well, yeah.
I thought that was a great shout.
I think it'd be a good
and
007.
also it meant that we could make all of the James Bonds canon by actually having Idris Elba, because we could say, no, 007 James Bond is an identity, like it's a title.
Yeah.
You become James, whoever you are, you become James Bond when you become 007, and that makes every single James Bond canon.
Yeah.
Which is awesome in its own way, right? And forget that, oh, we have a black James Bond. It's like, no, you have a new James Bond.
Exactly.
Because there's never, like, you can never kill James Bond now, right? Which would have been so cool. But I would like to know if you guys want to do a streamcast for Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad, because I'm going to watch that tonight with my missus. And I've only heard great things. My brother watched it, said it's incredible. I've only seen good stuff on the interwebs.
Well, the critics love it, which is a good barometer all the time.
Facts.
So, yeah.
So, you know, if everybody wants to, we could maybe squeeze that in. Talking of Idris Elba, it's not really gaming. Actually, no, they're making a Suicide Squad game. This totally fits.
Totally fits, yeah, go on.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I just thought it was like loosely gaming related because it's Sonic and Sonic comes from a game. And then it
Yes,
goes that
yeah,
way.
yeah.
I just can't wait for them to make a game of the movie of the game.
That's a point, because we've said a bunch of times that like games into movies aren't ever really very good, but the Sonic one was pretty good.
Yeah.
The
It's a
Doom one was obviously perfection.
perfection.
Doom 2005. If you haven't seen it, it's the greatest piece of cinema ever made.
Ever made.
Yeah.
Corwin will attest to that.
The Lord of the Rings movies are a really good thing of that, because as people know, anybody that read the books, you played yourself. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. There's all of them suck. I got into it hard with Tyler on Instagram, by the way. For
Yeah.
This. Yeah.
If you listen to their Clubhouse podcast they did recently, they had Zach on there, one of the members for the community. They're both Lord of the Rings nerds.
Yeah.
And there was one moment where they were talking about things in the world, in the
If you
lore.
read the Silmarillion, then...
I was like,
Man, save some pussy for the rest of us.
the virginity meter in this podcast alone is more than I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. We're hitting virginity levels that shouldn't even be possible. There are babies climbing back into wombs because of this.
Oh, God.
God, awful.
A couple of small things I wanna bring up as well. Hellblade,
Yeah.
the newest Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, is coming out on.
Did they release more footage of them going to fucking Finland?
This
Or
is
wherever
the,
it was. Huh?
this is the.
We're going to get to see their holiday pics, yeah?
This is the previous one. So there's a next gen update
Yeah.
coming out for it. that's available, that is going to be available on Xbox Series X,
Yeah.
Xbox Series S, PC, but not PlayStation 5.
Good.
And it's got the internet in a little bit of a stir.
No, good.
Go on, tell me your reasons why.
Because it means there'll be even less people talking about the next game, which will be an Xbox exclusive, and Xbox can finally die and we can reign supreme.
We're PlayStation fanboys today. That's
Fanboy.
That's the persona we're putting on today.
That's right.
The thing that really got me about this, and when I say it got me, it didn't get me to the point where I was like frothing at the mouth about it, like some people were online. But I just love that there's this projection of like Xbox of the
saviors of the gaming world. Yeah.
Pro-consumer
Pro-consumer
blah,
Game
blah,
Pass
blah.
is so good. Such good value for money. Yeah.
And then when PlayStation bring out a patch for their next thing, and it's like, or they don't bring out a patch, or they charge for the patch, or something like that. They're like, oh, PlayStation are the worst. I can't believe they would do that. Charge for something that should be free.
And all those same guys, well, no, I mean, it's their thing. They can choose what gets patched.
And
Get
that,
fucked.
and that's what they say. They're like, Ninja Theory is owned by Xbox. They don't have to do that.
Yeah.
It's not their business. It's like, yeah, they don't have to.
They can look after their own game base.
But if they are what you say, pro-consumer, and if they are the saviors of gaming, like you're saying, then they would have done that.
And their idea, which is that like Sony sucks because they won't give our games over here, and that's not pro-consumer. Well, then you have to feel the same way. You can't say, well, it's Xbox's thing. They can choose if the best experience is on their platform or not. So do you or don't you agree? Exactly. You can't both.
They've got them in a nice catch-22, isn't it? Right in the middle, right there. Anyway, that's a little thing I wanted to bring up there. Because, as I said, everything was supposed to be about this abandoned thing, I have one more topic, and then I'm going to kick it over to our bros in our Discord server. And I wanted to ask you, because I cut us off last week early, because I thought I was going to talk about this on True Gamer Plus, which I didn't end up doing. Episode 2 of True Gamer Plus is up right now. We talk about the lore of the world of Horizon. You should check that out. I think it's quite good. Yeah. Where do you see Ghost of Tsushima going? Because in the last episode we talked about how they announced the standalone version of Ghost of Tsushima Legends, and Ghost of Tsushima was received very, very well. People named it the People's Game of the Year over The Last of Us and stuff like that. It's loved, and the online mode came out of nowhere and was supported greatly with lots and lots of content.
Yeah.
And there's a free update coming as well, again, with a raid and everything. It's going to be so... It looks like it's going to be so
There's
cool.
There's already a raid.
Oh, there is already a raid.
Yeah,
okay.
there is already, I believe.
You know better than me. Maybe I don't. I'm just listening. But anyway, it's getting even more content with even more stuff for people to do. And all at no extra cost if you already have the game.
Yeah.
Where do you see Ghost of Tsushima going from here on out?
I think the smartest move for Sucker Punch, which may not be the best move for the game, I want to be very clear, is to kind of follow a Call of Duty method.
Yeah.
Which is not to say like constant games by different companies or anything, but to say like get people in with the incredible story. So like Ghost of Tsushima 2 needs to have has to have a better story.
Mm-hmm.
Like give us a freaking romance. Why can't I romance? Seriously, why can't I romance what's her face? It makes sense.
Why isn't Ghost of Tsushima the dating sim that Sheps wants?
Exactly.
Why is it not that?
I'm not going to sit here and be belittled by a guy that accidentally killed Rex. Get fucked. There's no way.
What, T?
I hate you both.
T accidentally. Well, he purposefully did it.
He did that.
He chose the option for Shepard to
It literally says shoot Rex.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't know that would happen. What do you mean? It says shoot. Anyway.
So I think they need to make the next game an absolute banger story. And I do believe that PvP it would be the way to go for this. I do think that this game with its combat system is so incredible that it would work very well for like the 1v1 duels or like a 5v5 capture the King of the Hill style game, that's the way to go. You have the incredible game gets everyone in, and the PvP aspect as well as like the online like that currently has, but like having all that co-op / PvP online mode to it keeps people playing it for the next 3 years while you have time to develop the next game.
Do you think Do you think that they should be separated, the online and the story?
No.
Mm.
I really don't.
Yeah.
Because then you get Warzone. And I think that the heyday of Call of Duty, I'm not saying that Warzone and Battle Royales aren't good.
I would say Warzone's very popular.
I believe it.
Very
It's
popular.
not something I've played. I think, I hate to come back to like Apex and Fortnite, but the reason those games are so great and no one really has anything bad to say about them other than like Fortnite being cartoony and for kids is that there's no story that feels like it's being betrayed.
Right.
Whereas with like Call of Duty and Warzone, like there were some incredible like COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1. These are some these are some incredible stories, and the 6v6 multiplayer was all, you know, the regular multiplayer was all good fun, and then moving to Warzone where you don't even need to buy the game to play Call of Duty basically. It does kind of feel like saying it I feel betrayed is weird because I don't really play Call of Duty anymore, but like it feels like they've gotten away from it. I don't think it should be separate. I think the game should pitch itself as this is an incredible story mode.
Yeah.
It also must have the best PvP you have in the world, but you need to buy the story. You've got to play you need to know Jin Sakai's story. That should be the pitch. And then aside from that, like I do feel that like it should be a main menu just for story, and then you have to kind of not work at it, but you have to very selectively choose to go online. And online's its whole different world. Nothing to do with the story other than like maps and skins and stuff. So that they can be like separate bits, but you can't separate the online play from the game. Do you know? Does that make any sense? I don't know if I answered the question.
I think I understand what you're saying. You did actually answer the question.
Okay.
Seems like I'm in a different boat though.
Okay.
I feel like this is a rare opportunity
Yeah.
that kind of came up almost organically. Like they took a shot in the dark, and it was on something that's different and could possibly make something that's very unique to PlayStation.
Yeah.
So people have been saying, not everybody, people have been saying like PlayStation are very stuck in this like single player like narrative thing, and it would be cool if they had like a multiplayer game.
Yeah. Well, PlayStation only make the best game experience we've ever had an experience. Yeah.
That's the thing. Those people were kind of drowned out though, because it's like, okay, you can't get a multiplayer game from PlayStation. You can get multiplayer games anywhere else.
Right. Third party is big, and
It's like, why would you try and mess with the formula at all if they're already producing gold over here?
Right.
Keep taking that gold and get whatever gold else you can
Yeah.
get somewhere else. It's fine. There's not an issue here.
yeah.
But if Sony could make something, the usual gold that they usually make, but also make a multiplayer game and make it great, then hey, why not? But you don't want to force anything, right?
I agree. Yeah.
But this has sort of stumbled into their lap, and it's sort of come out of nowhere. They made this multiplayer game. They put a lot of effort into it, clearly, and they were just taking a shot in the dark.
Yeah.
And it looks like they've struck gold with it. If they could, I think it would be a very, very good game for them to make separately, for it to have its own dedicated team to.
Okay.
And then if they could keep it this way, I don't think they would, because they're already charging for Legends
I know what
already.
you're saying, yeah.
I was saying, if they could make it free to play. And then it would be like, maybe it has like a battle pass system, whatever it might be, whatever they do to monetize it, as long as it's not egregious. And then it'll be another feather in the cap for Sony. It's like, we make great, world-class single-player games that everyone talks about and no one can get away from. And we have this totally unique multiplayer game. So it's an online multiplayer free-to-play game that isn't a battle royale, that isn't a first-person shooter, that is totally unique, that no one else is doing. And go and play it right now. Just because you have a PlayStation, you can have that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that could be a really good, like, major plus, because you can't. It'd be kind of game as well that no one else can replicate, because it's not just replicating an online game; it's also replicating a Japanese-style samurai game.
The combat system that they made,
And like, but whereas if you stole battle royale, it's okay. You can put your own flavor on it. We want a modern shooter. We want a cartoony shooter. We want whatever this, whatever that.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, okay, we're gonna. PlayStation did a really good thing, and they've got millions of players coming in each month. Let's try and replicate that. How do you do that without exactly copying what they're doing? So they could corner that part of the market. If they made it free, they would get every single PlayStation fan on there.
I mean, it kind of already is free, but I know what you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
it's free, but it's locked behind the purchase of the game. Yeah.
Exactly. And the standalone version, they've already said it's going to be $20 and whatnot.
Yeah.
$20 isn't a lot, but
If that's the thing, if it was to be free, they'd need to make it the money work. You know, it needs to have a model where it's monetized appropriately.
if they could, I don't know if this is possible, if they were to say, hey, if you have PS Plus, you have access to the game.
That
could
wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be bad.
Because free-to-play games, you don't need PlayStation Plus to play.
Yeah.
But this, you either buy the game or...
But then
like,
people
it's a
would
perk in
whine
the
that
thing.
it's like, it's free, but it's not really free. You have to get PlayStation. People would still whine.
Everyone whines. I mean,
Yeah,
there's always a group of whiners. But they'd have to pitch it as, this game is $20, but it's included with everyone's PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
That's the way they'd have to say it. But I think that could be really good, because, as I said, it will fill out the roster of games and things that PlayStation are known for.
Yeah, it's definitely PlayStation definitely lacking when it comes to like the brand identity for gaming in a multiplayer sense, for sure.
It's not very diverse, their thing. It's just
Yeah.
like, we're doing this and we do it well.
But they had
That's what
Last
they're
of Us
for.
Online.
Yo, factions.
Yeah.
That's the one, boy. That's the one right there.
I mean, maybe. I do think that they need to figure out what it's going to be, and the PVE side of it isn't it. People
Yeah.
aren't into online PVE.
I am. So this is the thing. This is probably, I think this is a taste thing, because when I play Destiny,
Yeah,
I do not touch Crucible, which is the PvP version.
yeah.
I only play the PvE.
Yeah, but it's an online shooter. If you were doing an online shooter and you wanted PvP, you wouldn't go to Destiny. Do you know what I mean?
Solid point. But there's a reason why I'm
And
not always on Warzone. I'm not always on Fortnite. I'm not always on these things. I think it's because, I don't know, I find more fun in a raid where we're all going and all cooperatively working towards one objective and we're all working out.
Okay.
Go on.
In comparison, this is what I was getting at. Destiny 2 on Twitch, 4.8 thousand viewers. Versus Warzone.
Oh, we cut. Yeah, come
How-
on.
Just why is it? It's not showing me the same thing.
That
It
is
won't-
weird, isn't it?
Hold on, maybe I need to Call of Duty Warzone. There you go. 65,000 viewers.
No difference whatsoever.
What about like Apex? Apex Legends, 108,000 viewers. Fortnite,
There is, so again, this is probably a taste
65,000
thing.
viewers.
And there is a side as well that this is, when it's PvP, it's more competitive, so that attracts a whole different crowd.
Yeah.
With the PvE, you don't have a competitive thing to it.
I will say, kind of one of the things I was really getting at isn't so much the number of people watching, but the people watching are probably players of that game.
Yeah.
And there's less people watching Destiny 2,
Yeah.
which suggests to me there's less people playing Destiny 2. That yeah, there are people that like online PvE,
Yeah.
but for the most part, it's online PvP. That's what gets the most attention. That's what most people are into. Even in World of Warcraft, which is like famous because it is, you can only play it online and it's a PvE game. Like PvP is still a huge part of that, and the game is built to be PvE. It's made to fight.
People
AI.
hacked it to try and make it work so they can PvP.
Right. Like it's just, I don't know. It feels like PvP is the way to go.
If they were to make this a thing, which it looks like that's the way it's going to go, by the way, that's the feeling I'm getting.
Yeah.
Is that maybe they're going to put a substantial update into Legends, or they're going to be like, the next stage of Legends is here and this is becoming a thing. If they put a dedicated team to it, I could imagine them going, okay, here's the PvE, this thing that we've been doing normally, and then they'll make a PvP section of it.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to do a thing, you go all out on it, right? I don't imagine they would go half-assed into this thing.
They might because they.
And then they'll finally bring what you want, and it's that Rivals mode that doesn't have 1v1 duels.
This is the thing though. Asking Sucker Punch to do two miracles, you know. Don't get me wrong. We both big fans of the Infamous franchise.
Yep.
For some reason, I feel like, I think most people think Infamous 2 is the best. I loved Second Son. Something about it just
Good.
I just really enjoyed it. I think the most. Asking them to go from the Infamous franchise to this, that in and of itself is a miracle. And then telling them to get online right as well, I think you're asking too much.
It might be.
And this is why I think like you taking everything they already got right and making that fit would work. So like that's why I want 1v1 duels, maybe 5v5, because the combat system's all there already, right? All they really have to do is make your attacks or your enemy's attacks glow blue and red if it's unblockable, whatever, or blockable, and that's it. And then you just let people at each other. The instances are there for the maps. You choose how you're going to balance the thing, and done.
Yeah.
Getting PvP to a point where it's like getting a matchmaking right, although the matchmaking does seem to work fine. Then like, are we doing a story or is it just a raid? Like, you know, like one of the reasons World of Warcraft is so successful, because it's big PvE, is that they really craft these incredible stories for why you've gone into this place to defeat the big bad evil thing in the first place.
That's the reason why I like Destiny's one,
right?
That crafted story as well with the cooperative.
Exactly. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
I still see a way that they could do it. I still see a way that this could be.
Whatever they do, I hope it's successful for sure.
Yeah, and if they do, it could be a really cool thing. It could be like, you know, with the PlayStation logos and with all the games that they're known for.
Yeah.
Just to have Ghost of Tsushima Legends on there.
Yeah.
Just a faceless warrior in the fantastic armor with a sword just by his side, the blood red background. I'm like, yes, this is a thing PlayStation is known for now. I think that'd be quite cool.
It would be very cool to have another, like you said, a feather in the cap for PlayStation, where they not only are known for the story, but like they're starting to come out with reasons to be on PlayStation for the PvP guys. Or the online guys, let's say, not PvP.
Yeah.
I personally, again, I do think PvP is the way to go, because it's in a samurai game, right? What's the one thing people think of when they think samurai movies? It's the duels and stuff, right? The cut and everybody, one guy waits and then falls over, you know? Like,
no. It's all about cutting bamboo sticks. Don't worry about it.
That's right. I will say, this might be very silly, but I really enjoyed the bamboo strikes in the game.
I did too.
Something about them was so satisfying.
Did you ever get the feeling, this is a little bit of a weird one, maybe it was just me, when you were making the strike, like say you did the first one, and then you get to the second one, you get to the third one, you're like, oh, this is actually really difficult. And then all of a sudden, when you get all the way through after like many failed attempts, you get to the last one, then you do that in the first try.
Yes.
Really strange.
I had that, yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm never going to do this. How am I going to get this?
I also had a bunch
bro?
where I'm like, oh, I forgot what the brrr. Wait. And I do it, and I'm like, no, but I forgot. How did you know how to do that? Is this the power of a god? Like, how did you do this?
Oh my god, magic!
Right? Yeah, I definitely had that. And some of them were very difficult, and even the ones that weren't super difficult, I found them very satisfying. You know, it was a way to make. It was a way to make almost button bashing intrinsic to the game, but in a good way. I don't know. It was good fun. So much about the game was so right.
Yeah, including the dueling system. It's great. And
the duels are
the PvP. Sorry,
the duels are by far the best thing we've seen in gaming in a long time. There's never been anything as good as Ghost of Tsushima. There never will be anything as good as Ghost of Tsushima. Give me 1v1 duels.
The Ghost of Tsushima simp has spoken, guys. Has spoken right here.
Yeah, I have spoken.
Anyway, let's kick over to our boys who wrote into our Discord server.
Okay.
Let me just double check our Patreon, because I think it's
yeah, we should probably have checked that before
Okay, so all right, let me. There's a bit of setup to this, and I'm actually going to read from Patreon first, because that's the best way to do this. Our boy Diogo writes in and he says, guys, what if Abandoned isn't a game, but rather a call for help? The dude we've seen has been alone in his studio and has been seemingly without a team. What if he's being held hostage by Sony and he's been abandoned?
Right, yeah.
And he's trying to get help. Huh? Think, Eddie. Think. And then if I go over to Patreon.
Way to go.
Where did that go?
Where did it go?
There we go.
Too many tabs.
Guacamole, our brand new patron, thank you very much. He was number 50, by the way.
Gamer.
He also writes in and says, guys, What if Abandon isn't a game, but rather a call for help? This dude we've seen alone in his studio is seemingly without a team. What if he's being held hostage by Sony and is being abandoned? Get it? Yeah. And he's trying to get help, huh? Think, Eddie, think. And then we head back over to our Discord server. And Ben writes in and he says, guys, what if Abandon isn't a game, but rather, do you see where this is going?
I do. In fact, weirdly enough, I think I know where you're going with this, Ben. I just want to say, the copy pastas that our community sometimes comes up with or decides to share and then just never drop. Look, it's only funny when it's at Ed's expense. Smokeless Fire, hilarious. Vengeance, not so funny.
No.
Right? The look, guys, Ships just doesn't get it. Not so funny. It's just not as good.
Yeah, after the stream, we had like 40 people in the stream at that point because we was all waiting for this thing to happen. We raided Elva's stream afterwards, and it was just this copy pasta for the next 10 minutes in her stream. That was what we said. We're like, everyone copy this. We're going to go in there and post it straight away. And Elva's just like, I'm so confused. What do I do? She was like a senile old woman for a moment. Like, I don't know what's going on.
What's going on with the internet?
And we had to explain it to her. And it's like, how do you explain that over messages in a chat? It's just...
While people are spamming the copy pasta and you're trying to explain it,
It didn't work out. But anyway, that was really fun. And thank you very much for starting a new trend there.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate you all. But
Ben was the one, by the way, who sent me that tweet of the guy who found the early access game on Steam.
Yeah.
Just to give him credit there. Ben the nunfucker. He's
I mean, these people, what are they doing? Who's like, oh, cool, this game's like going on PlayStation. Let me just quickly check Steam for the exact same thing.
I want to know how they found it, because you can't search PSN by developer.
No.
So how did they find that game?
Also, the PSN is notoriously difficult to navigate. Sometimes it takes me like 20 minutes to find the very popular thing I'm trying to download.
Bruv, I was searching for Ghost of Tsushima's director's cut so I could get it and pre-order it.
Yeah.
Couldn't find it for like 10 minutes. I was like, I don't know what's going on.
It's impossible to find.
Absolutely weird. Our next comment is from underscore meme died. This is our boy Jack, and this is actually a decent question right here. He says, Eddie and Sheps,
that's us.
That is us. Are you Pokemon masters?
Yeah, obviously. Are you stupid?
Ovi,
mate, I've been a freaking Johto official since before you were born, bruv. Fuck out of here.
Do you want to see my badges?
Yeah, you kidding me?
He says, let's hear some thoughts on the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl remix that they're making. Thoughts on them being boring old remakes, or will they have something special in there? And what about Legends of Arceus? It's Arceus, not Arceus.
It's Arceus, yeah.
I'm actually really excited for all of these. I'm excited for the remakes, and I'm excited for the Legends of Arceus. People aren't as excited for the remakes as they are.
It's because they're
I
peasants.
am. Exactly. Yeah. They're like, oh, I was hoping for it to be more like full updates into open worlds like Legends of Arceus.
Then it wouldn't be the game.
Then it's too far changed, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks brand new and it's updated visuals and stuff like that, and that's all I really want from the game. Don't change anything else.
I mean, look, I think people don't understand what they're asking for by doing that. What they're saying is, I want you to remake Final Fantasy VII, but I want it to be a free-to-play battle royale. Right? Because that's new and popular. Like, no, the game is this
like that,
style of game. Even if we update the graphics and the combat system and stuff, it's still got to be the same freaking genre, right? So, no, I don't think making them open world would work. But that's why we're getting the new game.
Exactly. That's why the new one will start as a brand new thing, its own thing, and it will be an open world thing. I was Let's Go Pikachu. When that came out, I was like, oh, the throwing mechanics different. This is a little bit different. Turns out it wasn't that bad, even though it was different.
Yeah.
But the game was Pokemon Yellow again.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's just updated visuals, and I could close my eyes and I'll know where to go because the paths are exactly the same. And I was like, I know what that sound is. That's a Zubat. I'm in the Zubat cave, boys.
Right.
That was what I liked about it, and that's why I'm liking these the Brilliant Diamond and the Shining Pearl. Legends of Arceus as well. I'm excited for it ever since I found out that it wasn't just an aesthetic for the intro.
Yeah.
That it actually was Those are wooden Pokeballs.
It's an ancient Japan Pokemon, yeah.
I was like, what? I thought it was totally just like, oh, they're doing a funky intro and they've chosen this aesthetic. That's nothing to do with the game.
Yeah.
Turns out the actual game is pre-Pokemon,
Yeah.
almost, where like they're just discovering Pokemon for the first time, and like Pokeballs are like steam powered and shit like that. I was like,
Right.
this sounds awesome. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that.
And the fact that it's open world, I think it only works, it's only going to make sense by being so far away. And I think going backwards makes sense, because going into the future, you're going to have to deal with the whole like what does technology look like and all that stuff. So you go backwards, that makes sense. And you can set up everything that's already there, you know, because you can read into what they're doing.
Yeah.
And look, if it flops, it's so far away from the current games that it's detached. So if it flops, you're not going to be like, oh, well, Soul Silver sucks now. You can be like, oh, well, their attempt at that wasn't any good, but at least we still have the originals and their, you know, the original style of game, and it's still intact.
Yeah.
So I got to be honest, say I'm excited for it, though.
Yeah.
And I would be even more excited for it if there was such thing as a Switch Pro. Which there isn't.
But hey, you got an OLED model. Nothing else really different about it. It's
So
it's
dumb.
OLED.
It's so dumb.
Same price, guys. Same price.
Same price.
So fucking stupid.
So exactly what was the question here?
So the question was, what are your thoughts on the Pokemon remasters, and what about Legends of Arceus? Which we said that.
Oh, I will say this though.
Go on.
I am considering going back and playing Pokemon Blue
Yeah.
on my Game Boy Color.
Oh boy, here we go.
Which, by the way, I googled it. Time to beat, 27-hour game.
27 hours.
Average completion. Something like that. Hold on, let me just do it again right now.
Have a
live.
little look, yeah. Because I could have sworn it was like an entire summer.
Yeah, because you played it multiple times.
Exactly. I remember it filling up my summer holidays.
Main story, 27 hours, 29 minutes.
Shit. It's amazing they could fit a whole 27-hour game on
That's
a little
what I'm saying.
cartridge.
Yeah, it's good fun, man.
Yeah.
A little bit of me kind of wants to do that. I will say, I wouldn't mind going and playing like one of the newer games on like an emulator where I can like speed things up. Like if I was to stream like, I don't know, Black, let's say, or Black or White on like an emulator so that the walking speed is like 10x.
Yeah.
I don't yeah, exactly.
But it still doesn't matter because you're still going to get stopped on the cycling road by every fucking dickhead that comes along.
Every guy that catches a single Caterpie. Bro,
Why
you're
do
the
they
Caterpie. Why are you stopping me?
Why do you think you're an epic Pokemon master? You've got a Weedle
You have
level 4.
Yeah. Oh, you think bug types are the best? Don't even have a freaking Scyther. It's level 4. You're a child with a net.
It's like, hey. I've now got a Metapod.
And the greatest bug type trainer ever. Ever.
And they all say that. It's like the last guy didn't talk to this guy.
I freaking hate it.
The one good thing, actually, just remembered it now. The best thing I should say about Let's Go Pikachu.
Yeah.
Because there was not... instead of like... they wouldn't give you currency, or they would give you currency and other stuff when you battled other trainers.
Yeah.
They would give you items, and most of the time it would be Pokeballs, Great Balls, Ultra Balls, and so on.
I always felt like I was mugging these kids.
Right. This is a lot of money they were handing
Right,
over.
hey, let me just beat up your pets and then give me all your shit.
What was really funny was like they would give you the balls.
Yeah.
And some of the female characters would be like, "Oh, here, let me give you this," and it's like, I can't remember the exact wording. I don't want to ruin the joke, so I'm gonna Google it. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and
Now you're under pressure here.
oh, here we go.
You got 2 great balls.
When she hands it to you, it's like, you've got 2 great balls.
And she's all like blushy and shit.
I want to know why they worded it that way, because it's clearly like it's prompting that you've now been given 2 great balls, but it's like, you got 2 great balls.
And it doesn't say like
You've been
acquired
given-
great balls times 2.
No. It's
So you've got great balls. I hope it's a joke. I hope that's intended. That one of those like this would be freaking hilarious.
This is gonna be freaking hilarious. Are we getting past Nintendo?
Or worse, like in Japanese, it's like, here, your scrotum's fantastic.
Fantastic.
And then in English it just translates to 2 great balls.
Anyway, our next topic is
Question,
from
I
our
guess.
boy. Question, yes, I should say. It's from Ryan. He writes in and he says, 1, if you guys could have a sequel to any game, what would it be? And what would you like to see in the sequel? That's a big-ass question right there. It would have to be... I just want Simpsons Hit and Run back.
Do you know what's funny? I was going to say Simpsons Hit and Run.
Yeah?
Because
We're bros. Nice.
Simpsons Hit and Run is the best car game ever.
Yeah.
I said that specifically, by the way, because racing game, you could be like, oh, Mario Kart. And it's not... I never thought of it as a racing game either.
No.
It's not really. You kind of...
It's a fuck with your friends game. That's what
Right,
that is.
right. And like just driving around Springfield and stuff. Simpsons Hit and Run would be a shout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Trying
and
to
Crazy Taxi are on the same level.
Yeah, I'd say they're closer games.
But at least with the Simpsons Hit and Run, you've got more story you can work with, like all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Simpsons episodes that came out since then.
Final Fantasy 9 Part 2 could be cool.
Here we go again.
Although 10 got a Part 2 and that was awful. That was
Oh,
so
did it?
bad.
Oh, that's awful,
that was
though.
atrocious. Yeah, I know you know this.
Mate, I'm just... I was so enraptured by the story of
I know you were.
9 Part 3, Part 4.
I know you were
And
reignited.
reignited
Yeah.
of the pointy hair.
1.4 Dreams to be awake.
That's
Yeah,
it. That's
yeah.
the one. Yeah. Square Enix with their lovely naming systems
Yeah,
they
yeah.
got there right there.
I feel like they were great with Final Fantasy 2, 3,
Yeah.
4. And then when it came to like Kingdom Hearts, they were just like, what is counting?
It's like in my school we didn't learn counting. It was a
Right.
useless talent.
I was away that day and I just decided never to pick it up again.
never again. Oh, sorry, my leg. I'm stretching it out. Oh, sitting on it, my knee
I'm
hurts.
just trying to think, what else would be a good
A good sequel.
sequel? Good sequel. Red Dead could use a sequel.
Red Dead could use a sequel because I heard they made a crappy Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah,
Technically prequel,
Yeah,
sequel,
yeah.
but no one ever played that game, so.
True. What are some of the best games?
Whoops.
God of War could use a sequel.
God of War.
God of War 4.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's a niche game. Not many people have heard of it.
Right, yeah.
It wasn't the best received game ever.
Ah,
Yeah.
it's unfortunate that.
Yeah, there were a bunch of people that didn't get to play it because they were on the wrong console, and they just said it wasn't very good. But it was copium.
Ah, there we go.
Copium. What would I genuinely give a sequel to? That's a huge question to just drop on me.
Yeah, that is a big question. Maybe we need to make this like a topic.
Yeah, I think we should.
And then, because that could easily be like a 40-minute conversation.
Yeah, I think let's do that next week.
All right, let's keep that in the further. That's a really good question. Thank you so much, Ryan, for that. We'll keep that and we'll
Yeah,
I'll start with
next
each
week
topic.
once we've had time to like really think about that.
And then blow your minds. They'll be like, oh, of course,
Right.
of course, Time Splitters needs a sequel. Of course.
No.
No. If Superman Returns, that's the one that needs the sequel, right?
The
there.
Matrix movie,
Oh.
the game of the movie.
Enter the Matrix.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
That needs a sequel.
The Path of Neo. And he also asked part 2 of his questions. Not sure if you guys have said this, but what was your game of the decade and why? Honestly, or this decade's only just started. We don't want to.
Yeah.
2 games.
Well, it's got to be Ratchet and Clank then, isn't it?
Ratchet and Clank, Returnal for me. But last decade, it was definitely God of War. Definitely God of War. My favorite game of all time ever, and it was last decade. So that was fantastic, right there.
That's tough for me as well because I loved God of War so much, but it was very difficult to get lost in.
Yeah.
You know, like after the Valkyries, there's nothing else to do but actual main mission.
I was gonna say
Which is
you
so
did the
boring.
Valkyries first.
In fairness, I did get stuck on I think it was the final Valkyrie. It was like the Valkyrie Queen.
Yeah.
And I was like, how are you supposed to, is there some trick to me? And you're like, bro, tell me you've completed the game. Nah.
Not even close. Not even close, bro.
It's an actual conversation we had, and you're like, no, you actually have to do it. It's spoilers. Like, if it's spoilers, I guess I'll do it then.
All right, then fine.
Pathetic. So because of that, I did very much enjoy like The Witcher 3 because there was so much to get lost and do.
Yeah.
But man, that story's great. So is The Last of Us 1 and 2. I think you could reasonably say any of those games for like game of the decade. I'll probably give it to God of War.
There we go.
I'll have to, innit?
That's what I like to see.
I have
guys.
to.
Spleen Bob Dingbag, hashtag Lima for Conmod, says, if there was ever a show or a movie you wanted a game of, what would it be aside from MCU and DC stuff? He says.
Do you want to take it?
This is going to sound weird. I think I've mentioned to you privately. I don't know if I mentioned it on the thing. But have you heard of the TV show Travelers?
I've heard of it, yeah.
I think I've mentioned it to you. So, for those of you guys that don't know, it's a Netflix show. It's only got 3 seasons of it, and then it ended. It's about people who lived hundreds of years from now, who are dying from like wars and disease and like starvation and
Down
stuff
from
like
these
that.
nuts.
These nuts. They're dying from loads of like
Loads. Loads from these nuts.
I said too many bad words in it together, didn't I? They're dying from all these different things of like war, disease, and starvation and stuff like that. But they have really advanced technology, and they have the ability to send people's consciousness back in time to the 21st century, where they've pinpointed the time of things going wrong.
Right.
And they're sent back so they can change things in the past, so they can hopefully prevent the future that they're from. And the way that they calculate all of this stuff is that they have an AI in the future that sends them back to the right points and gives them missions to do stuff. It's a really fascinating TV show. If any of you guys want to watch like a sci-fi-ish type of show, it's really, really good. Like no plot holes and stuff that I could mention.
Yeah.
So it's really good stuff. I think that could be really cool because then you're sort of like an agent of time, and then you can see. I think it was I really like the world, so and I really like the lore that they set up. So I could see a video game of that being made, and it could be detective-esque.
Yeah.
It could be like LA noir-ish kind of thing, because that's what they are. One of them comes back as an FBI agent, so that could be really cool. And you're trying to solve how to save the future.
It's funny that you picked that because one of the first things that came to my head was that Terra Nova show that I have mentioned a few times.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, and I tweeted this out yesterday, it's on Disney Plus.
Oh,
I think there's like 13 episodes or something. It's crap. It's crap. But it's in the best way. And sort of the premise of that is that very similarly, the world's sort of over. We've ruined it, and they figure out like time travel, send someone back, and to start a colony, but it's like the Jurassic period. And then there is the thing like, well, if you step on a butterfly, it doesn't affect things. Turns out it's not our timeline. It's a totally different timeline, because they do think of that. They send back something radioactive to a known location and can't find it, so they know it's like a different timeline. So if you killed the T-Rex, it's not,
doesn't affect this.
Right. That could be cool, because then it gives you like a Turok, like in a jungle with dinosaurs, kind of Jurassic World kind of thing, with regular technology. But also, you can like backwards and forwards it. Like maybe you get to a point in the game where like you're recalled to the future, and then you end up in like the dark, dingy Blade Runner style world.
Right.
And you have missions to do there, and you could go back and you have to fight dinosaurs, you know. That would be one, maybe.
I kind of want to watch this show now.
For the record, it's not good, but it's the best kind of not good.
Okay.
And the first maybe couple of episodes are a little rough, but by the end, oh my god, the fact that they didn't do a season 2 with that end is just trust me.
A travesty.
Yeah, and it's one of those shows, like, look, normally if someone was like, recommend a TV show to me, and we said, like, okay, like The Witcher, I would feel comfortable telling people to watch The Witcher, right? I don't feel comfortable saying, I put my name on the line and go and watch this show, because it isn't good. Like, I fully admit the props are odd, a lot of the acting's rough, because but I really vibed it. There's another show that fits that bill, not so much as a great game, although maybe would be a good game, but we kind of already got it in The Last of Us, just no zombies, called Revolution, which I think I mentioned before. And the basic gist is that all the electricity goes out, but like all the there isn't even lightning.
Oh shit!
Yeah, something is stopping electricity, and the guy, there's like a teacher in this
Can't
village.
even make it.
Yeah, this is the thing. There's a teacher in the village, and he's teaching his kids, and he's like, "Look, something changed the laws of physics. If it was just the grid that went down, it would have been a rough couple of years, but we would have got everything." But these concepts no longer work. We don't know why, but they don't work. We can't generate electricity. You and I could go downstairs into your kitchen and make a very primitive battery.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be very good.
Yeah.
But like we can go and make. You need a little bit of acid, some salt, and a couple bits of metal. You get electric charge.
Yeah.
Doesn't work now for some reason, and the show sort of goes around, and like you're in America. America sort of collapsed, and then it formed these different like republics and stuff. Again, that not good, but so good. So good, but some of the acting's awful, but the concept is so good, so good. There's one thing. I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil this trash. That could be an interesting game, but we kind of already got it with The Last of Us.
Yeah.
The Last of Us is basically the same, that post-apocalyptic thing, just no zombies.
Fuck yeah! Let's just make a Smallville game. That's what we need to do.
We could.
Smallville, guys. I did wrap it up how you would do it anyway in True Game.
I tell you what, though. And this is one thing I think they don't do enough of for anything Superman, is give Clark Kent enough time. I would find it a really interesting, if it could be done properly, proposition to have you playing as what you know to be Superman, and having to not the challenge is not going overboard. So you're going to play in the team football game, right? And you have to beat, like, you know, we're saying the bamboo strikes.
Yeah.
To like let the guy tackle you, and if you don't, he just breaks his clavicle trying to tackle you because he tackles an iron beam, you know?
Yeah, shit. That the only issue with that, especially when it's a game, is that what happens if I don't do anything then? And then the guy just tackles you and he crumbles his fucking, like you said, crumbles his clavicle, and then it's just fucking dead.
It would be one of those things that's like a reverse wasted,
Yeah.
where it's like, you know, mission failed successfully.
Right.
But like to progress the game, you have to on purpose fail to do these things.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of a point of like Clark Kent goes 30 odd years before sort of revealing himself as Superman, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. It's quite the frickin' achievement.
Yeah.
You know? And that's going to take some seriously hard
Especially
work.
in his hometown, where it's like small town, no, everyone knows
Smallville,
everyone.
isn't it? Like, it would be cool, or like seeing him. I just think it could be quite a cool way to give people an actual appreciation for Superman by having to not be super, even though you are. Like I said, not to make it anime, but we talked about, we watched My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
And in that, there's a character very similar to Superman in a way, All Might. And I said one of the things you learn about All Might, you learn how good he was by the things that he either no longer can do or didn't do as All Might. Like Deku is like, oh, you were never walking around at 100% all the time because you'd ruin everywhere you go, you destroy everything. And you realize that, well, yeah, we'd have to tone things down to just walk normally.
Yeah.
If you can put out like 15 trillion tons of force and you do that everywhere you walk, you couldn't walk.
But the line you make splits the earth in half.
Right, exactly. Like there's an entire possibility that like Superman would sneeze and like not cover his mouth right and blow out a wall.
Yeah.
You know?
That's one of the episodes of Smallville.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Like
he blows open a safe door.
so, you know, that's one of those things. I think that would make for a really interesting game, knowing that you're playing what will become Superman.
Yeah.
Maybe you add it in where it's like Superman or like you become a villain. Not like you give them choices like Paragon and Renegade, like in Mass Effect, and you get to choose how your Superman develops. That could be cool.
Suddenly you're like the dark version of Superman. We're on the dark timeline now, boys.
Right. And then you get murdered by Batman.
Oh, that's not good.
That's what happens. You're the villain, and obviously the true hero of the world comes.
Thing is, it doesn't sound believable. That's the issue. That's the issue right there.
Right, yeah, I'm sorry. The man made of steel that can fly, shoot laser beams, shoot tiny hymns from his hands.
That's believable, okay?
Right.
He also says one more thing, guys. And what's your ideal arena shooter game? Examples like Halo, Splitgate, Unreal Tournament can be used.
Halo.
Yeah?
I think
I haven't played that much Halo, so I can't say.
I haven't played any Splitgate, but I could see Splitgate becoming big. I could see that.
too. Arena shooter. I don't play too many shooters anymore. That's the issue.
I could see if the
I've got it.
yeah.
The best arena shooter actually that has been come out recently. Riggs Mechanized Combat for PlayStation VR. Everyone's talking about it now.
What?
It came out when the PlayStation VR came out. Quickly died because it gave people motion sickness.
Right.
You're in a giant mech that travels really fast and you're not moving. It's like, I'm gonna hurl, boys. Oh.
This is the big issue with.
I love how it didn't
VR.
come up in QA testing. They were like, okay, so 90% of people were sick.
Yeah, I mean, the room was full of vomit, but like maybe it was it was probably the catering side of things. I do think Halo's pretty good at it. I could see Splitgate if the matchmaking. Do you know what he means by arena shooter?
Yeah, like a confined map, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like Overwatch, I would say, I guess. Is that technically an arena?
Maybe it doesn't feel
confined
right
area.
to me though.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like it fits. I don't know. I'm not gonna confirm that is not right, but it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like what he's talking about.
I know what you mean because do you remember? I think I saw a post recently of people putting up the Halo 2 maps.
Yeah.
And they're tiny. They're like this big.
Some of them are real small. Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we're putting you all in a cup. Go fight. It's like
right.
Ah!
And also, this is something that feels big to me, is having power weapons on the map that are pickups. Right, that is major. Having like the sword, and the rocket launcher in Halo, and the sniper, and making sure the right guy gets it, knowing where it spawns. Like for me, that feels like a major aspect to arena shooters. In my head, Halo has to be the ultimate one. If the matchmaking for Splitgate ends up getting better and we play a few games, I could see that becoming quite big. A little bit of me hopes Halo Infinite's going to be the big thing, though.
I'm really hoping for it as well because from what I've seen and my gut reaction is that Halo is actually going to be good this time.
Yeah.
No way to know. And the fact that they're separating the multiplayer from the main game gives it even more of a chance because if they for some reason do
the story bombs
what they've been doing previously and the story is crap like people say, then that's great, that's fine, but the Halo multiplayer still has a chance to thrive and still has a chance to be great, especially with it being free to play. So could be good.
It'll be interesting.
And that's all the topics that we have for today, bro.
Gaming.
A little bit of a shorter episode, but as I said, we did have a big topic planned
That didn't turn up.
Fuck you, Hassan Kahraman.
I think you mean Hideo Kojima.
Sorry, Hideo Kojima, my apologies. His correct name, obviously, when you Google translate that shit. But
you
yeah,
can't translate a name!
It's so weird. I just... Anyone explain it to me. Anyone, feel free.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll
Can't
take
be
your
done.
But hopefully we get some more information about what's going on there, and then we get another episode. And then if we can meet up, if something happens tomorrow, then maybe we can talk about it, or maybe we do it online.
I mean, I'll happily come around. It's like, you're not.
Oh wait,
going to be
tomorrow
here.
I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be at a zoo with my baby girl.
I didn't get an invite.
I mean, I don't care.
Actually.
So there's that.
Was it a thing you had to book? Or is there still tickets? Fuck. I was going to say my chick would have been down to go to the zoo, and I think we're both off tomorrow as well.
Wait, women like the zoo? They like animals? What?
Apparently. Only the little fluffy ones. I want to go see a lion murder a gazelle, but...
Well, it depends on how far away you're standing, because they are fluffy, and they can be little if you're standing far away.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
By the way, I looked at a couple of you know, have experiences when you go there.
Yeah.
Where you can like look after the lemurs, look after the tigers, except probably not tigers.
Yeah, maybe not the tigers. It's like
the giraffe.
Like you can video the tiger mating season.
There you go.
It's posted on the Whipsnade Zoo OnlyFans.
Oh god. I was like, maybe I should get something like that for Ayla. It turns out she's way too small to do anything like that.
Yeah.
None of them are like, okay, we can't have babies. We can't have babies.
Yeah, it's like, do you know what, Jurassic World, where they have the dinosaur petting zoo?
Yeah.
That would have been cool. Like, yeah, she can ride a baby rhino or something. Turns out those things are endangered, though.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, baby rhino's like 150 kilos.
Yeah.
It's not something you want a 1-year-old on.
They're very dense. They're very dense animals.
Yeah.
Anyway, bro,
Yes.
that's all the time we've got for today.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me for another episode of the podcast. And thank you guys at home who are watching and listening for another episode of the podcast.
Seriously, 50 patrons, though. That's freaking incredible.
That's pretty good.
I'm really happy about that.
Proof that we aren't complete morons. That we
I
do
don't think you
something
can.
right.
You're a moron because you can't take those two things and get there. Proof that despite being morons, you can still get 50 people to give you money.
Exactly. All right, guys, we will catch you all in the next one. Thank you for tuning in for another episode. Don't forget to check out True Gamer Plus, which is up right now, the second episode.
What's that about?
It's at the world lore of Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West, which we think is really cool, and it's like one of the best original ideas ever.
So much is so right about that game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We talk all about that and how cool that is, and we talk a little bit about.
When you say we, you.
It's me. Well, people write in as well. This one people wrote in,
right.
so then I can say we.
Sure.
Then
okay,
I can say we.
Cool.
The first episode, it was very much me talking to a camera.
Yeah.
And that one was all about Superman. So you can check out those two episodes. This week there isn't one, but next week there will be another True Gamer Plus.
Yep.
And yeah, we'll catch you guys all in the next one.
Catch you in the next one.
All right, catch you there, bro. I'm not weird. I'm not doing anything weird.
You know, it's funny. I was about to say like, "Oh, bro, cool. Like you just did the thing, and we'll edit it to end there." And then you go and say like, "Oh, I'm not gonna do anything weird this time.
I'm not gonna do anything weird.
I'm gonna not be weird."
Bop,
No,
bop, bop, bop,
no.
bop.
Just stop. Just don't be you for 10 seconds.
I can't.